Hey everyone, it's William from Scamming Scammers Action. We're here for our monthly Q&A. It's October already, and thought we'd go ahead and do a Q&A this week. It was a little unexpected, but due to scheduling conflicts and other things, just going to go ahead and do it now and get this kind of rolling for the month. We had a few people ask some questions, wanted to know when we're going to have our Q&A, so I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and do it now. So I was going to give everyone a little bit of time to join the chat, and then I want to address a few things prior to getting into questions. There's been some issues going on, and I want to address them outrightly so that everyone can see what the issue is. You can look at me, you know that I'm being honest with you, and you can kind of get a grasp for what's going on. So I'm going to give everyone a little bit of chance to get in here. I'd like to thank everybody who wrote in questions, and the people that have shared their stories this past couple weeks has been really great. We've been able to put a couple more videos together. And I'll start with, if you wanted to share your story, you can remain anonymous. Come to the inbox, write out your story, and I'll narrate it into a future video. I really appreciate everyone who does share their stories. It not only helps the victims, but it helps you kind of heal as well. So I appreciate that. I'll just give it a few more minutes. I want to address something to start off, and this is very irrelevant to scamming. It's very irrelevant to the page, but I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this, but I want to address an issue that has come into play, and I want people to be able to look at me and understand what happened. So I'm going to start off with this a couple weeks ago. One of our page regulars was called a scammer by another lady who was new to the page. And a fight had broken out on the page. And this page regular, you all know her, I'm not going to say her name, was getting called a scammer. I'm the only one adminning the page right now. So I went on to that post and I defended that person. I said, hey, she's not a scammer. She's a page regular, a page friend. Please stop attacking her. The woman that attacked her apologized not once, not twice, but 3 times, including writing an apology actually on the page, on posted page, with decorative letters and everything, saying, I'm very sorry, I made a mistake. The accused page regular ticked like on the apology. I wrote on the page and I said, hey, we're all good now on the post. I said, everything's good. And both the ladies ticked like. So I said, okay, we're all good. We're all cool. I'm going to delete this post because I don't want other people reading it and attacking you or attacking her. Or I don't want any dramas. So I deleted that post. And I felt it was the right thing to do because I didn't want other people coming on and reading it and getting into fights. I didn't want that. Well, during this whole time, there was 2 ladies on posted page. One was a lady from Indonesia. One was an American. They also were fighting on a post. And here's where this all came into play. I had about an hour to work on the page before I had to go to work, to my actual paying job. And I wanted to dedicate as much time as I could to helping the inbox before I had to leave for work. Well, instead, I spent a good 45 minutes first of all defending this page regular, and then breaking up another fight on posted page. What I did is I did a post and I said, please stop the schoolgirl catfighting. And the post I did was not directed at this page regular. It was directed as a whole to the page, mostly to the ladies that were fighting on posted page over a military guy that wasn't even real. And I got so frustrated with these ladies fighting that I did the post. I said, please, can we stop fighting? I've wasted an hour of my time breaking up a cat fight. It had nothing to do with this page regular. This page regular went ahead and thought it was about her. I had no idea that she was even offended. She was friends with me on my personal page, and then I noticed that she wasn't posting, and then I got blocked. And I didn't know she was upset. The post wasn't about her, so I don't understand why she got so upset. Long story short, I'm here to say the post wasn't about her. It was about just people not fighting on the page in general. And the two ladies on Post to Page that were having a literal cat fight. It wasn't the Page regular. It was two whole separate ladies fighting on Post to Page. And like I said, this Page regular thought it was about her. It wasn't about her. It wasn't directed at her at all. I had no issue with her. I defended her. Many of you saw me defend her on the page. You've even written in and said, I saw you defend her. So it came to that. She unfriended me. That's fine. You know, and I'm the kind of person, if you don't like me, unfriend me. Don't, you know. But unfortunately, what has happened is this Page regular has convinced a group of ladies that I'm a horrible human being and that Anne's a horrible human being. And unfortunately, we're getting attacked left and right. We're getting death threats in the inbox. Well, this person also had another gentleman come to the page and tell me personally that I need to get a job and be a real man and not sit on the internet all day. And I was very offended by that because I do 60 to 80 hours a week. I just got off doing 136-hour work schedule. So I do work a full-time job. My whole point of getting upset because of the page and the fighting was because I did not have a lot of time to spend on the page that day, and I wanted to help as many people as I could and not wanting to break up fights. That's all it was. It was an innocent misunderstanding. However, this page friend or former page friend, many people have tried to reason with her. She says, no, that's not what happened. Several people have even shown her this is what happened. Well, now what has happened, personally, I haven't had no contact with her. Anne has had no contact with her, and I blocked her friends that were harassing me, that were harassing her. The inbox got several death threats, and they mentioned this person's name, saying, you are an abuser. We're going to get you. We're going to remove your profile. We're going to do all these things. I did nothing to this woman, and we're being attacked. And so, as you know, Anne is in the hospital. She's very sick. She's got a very bad infection due to the 2 surgeries. She nearly went through a 3rd one. She's very unwell. She's not even able to really be on the internet longer than a few seconds. And she calls me once a day just to let me know that she's okay. But she's hardly unable to speak. She's that sick. And what has happened now is she's getting death threats from people that are defending this person, this page friend that left the page. And Anne called me the day before yesterday in the hospital on heavy medication, very, very sick, possibly could die. And she has her phone with her in the hospital. And she's getting PMs. She has to have her phone with her so that she can contact me. She's getting PMs from people saying, from scammers and from different sex sites and things like that, saying, oh, we're going to get you, we're going to kill you, we're going to take your page away, we're going to report you, you're a horrible human being. And then actually showing us screenshots of this person telling others to harass us. The police are involved at this point. Her and myself have had no contact with this person. We've had no contact with any of her associates. But to me, if you don't like a person, you should just block them. You shouldn't harass them. You shouldn't threaten to kill them. You shouldn't throw their profile link out there. And I'm going to tell you a quick story. Her and I are going through immigration. It has taken us 4 years and $15,000 to file for this immigration. A big part of the immigration is our social media. So this group of ladies or whomever is upset with us. I mean, I'm getting messages from people I don't even know, are saying we're going to take your profiles down, we're going to close you down, we're going to do this and that. What they don't realize is we lose our social media, we lose a lot of the immigration documentation, and I'll end up losing $15,000 and lose everything. So the gravity of the situation is pretty dire. As I said, the police have been contacted. It's a police matter now. And so I'm not going to address this with people any further, but I did want to make clear to everybody that my post about fighting wasn't directed at her. It was directed at the page in general, and more so towards the 2 other ladies who were having a very, very massive argument on the page. I did defend the woman in question, the page friend in question. I defended her. I said, nope, she's not a scammer. She's a page friend. She's a good person. And I thought everything was fine. So that's what's going on. If some of you have asked me, it's unfortunate. I'm sorry that that person feels that they were targeted. It had nothing to do with them, and I was actually floored when I found out that's why she had left the page. I had no idea that I had upset her or that she thought that the post was targeted to her. It absolutely was not. I'm a straightforward person. I'm going to tell you like it is. And you know, if I do a post and I say please stop fighting, if I'm directing it at you, I'm going to say your name. I'm not going to, you know, beat around the bush. So that's what's happened. Anna's still in the hospital. She's still very, very ill. Her recovery is going to be months, if not a year. That's how serious in a condition she is, and she is actually unable to even be online, as I said, due to her being so sick. So that gives you kind of an idea of how serious the gravity of the situation is with her health. I've been doing the page by myself for the last little over a month, and I appreciate everybody, you know, with their well wishes and their thoughts and their prayers. It's really very appreciated. But as I said again, we've had no contact with this page person that has left, and I don't desire contact with anybody. I don't want problems. I don't want drama. I just want to be left alone. Ed wants to be left alone. Let us do our page in peace, and that's all we ask. So that's I wanted to address that quick. Hold much more time on it. You know, I'm not going to answer any more questions on it. I'm just wanted to tell my side of the story, let you guys know what happened. It's unfortunate. People have misunderstandings online all the time. It was very hurtful, what's happening, and I don't know how many people have gotten misinformation, and I don't know who these people are that keep targeting us. I've actually had Nigerian scammers come to us with this person's page link and messages saying this person has told us to come after you. So it's pretty alarming. It's pretty sad, and I hope that I hope things change. I hope they get better. You know, I don't feel any anger towards the person. I just wish them well, and I hope that they get the help they need if they think that I attacked them, because I'm not a kind of person that would do that. So anyway, I wanted to touch on that. That's done. Moving forward, I appreciate all of you being here. You know, your thoughts and prayers for Anne's health is very much appreciated. As I said, she's still very, very sick, and so it's one day at a time, and that's all we can do at this point. We've had a lot of great questions come in. I'm going to try to cover as many as I can. I don't want to be on here for an awful long time. The inbox is very busy, and this is my only day off from work, so I want to get everything sorted. One of the first things that we were asked about is there's so many people that are getting scammed with Bitcoins. So we have Bitcoin scammers. We have these profiles that are obviously fake profiles, Smith Bob and Jones or whatever, saying, hey, you can make $5,000 selling Bitcoins. I can sell you Bitcoins for rock bottom prices. All I need is your name, your address, your phone number, your passport, and some money. Bitcoin sales, binary trading, all of that stuff is not done through strangers on Facebook. If you don't know enough about Bitcoins that you think that a profile on the internet is going to make you money selling Bitcoins, then you shouldn't be in the Bitcoin business. It's a very complicated cryptocurrency. You know, trading and selling of that is something that's more advanced. I've traded in stocks before, and I wouldn't even touch Bitcoins. So if you're talking to somebody that is coming to you and saying, I can make you lots of money selling Bitcoins, just block them. It's almost always a scam. More and more scammers, instead of doing romance scams, are creating these Bitcoin profiles, and they're trying to get victims that way. And unfortunately, we had a lady who lost almost $100,000 this week investing in Bitcoins, and it was a fake profile. It was Nigerians. We found the real scammer. So please don't invest your money in Bitcoins on the internet through people on Facebook. It's always a scam, and even scammers are creating fake Bitcoin websites. If you want to find a real cryptocurrency Bitcoin trader, go to Forex, go to one of those really legit sites, do your homework. That's why we have Google. Don't give your money to people online promising you thousands of dollars. And I've said this before, you can't make easy money You can't. If someone's telling you for $1,000 you can make 20,000, it's a lie. People don't make money that easily on the internet, especially someone on Facebook. So please keep that in mind. Stop giving your money to Bitcoin traders. We've had a lot of questions. I'm gonna try to cover everything today if I can. If there's something I missed, you can come to the inbox. I'll answer. I'll try to answer some that are in the chat log as well. One of the first questions we got today was from a gentleman named Tim, and he asked, do you see things getting worse? Scammers from other countries doing what the Africans do. It is getting worse. We're seeing more and more scammers coming out of India, Bangladesh. We've kind of covered this before. I think the romance scam is evolving, that you have more and more scammers that are trying different things, as I said, like Bitcoins and different things like that. India has become a new hub, and I hate to say it, but India is going to be the next Nigeria when it comes to scams. Our inbox is full every day, and I'm probably seeing in the past maybe 15% were Indian scammers from India, and now I'd say probably half. So it's half West Africans and half, Nigerians, and maybe a little bit of others. But they are definitely growing. A lot of scammers from India use their real names on their fake profiles. So you'll say, Satish Patel, and it's a picture of, General Campbell. So he's using his real name, but it's a fake profile, so it makes it harder to report them. It makes it harder for us to post them. A lot of times we can't post profiles if they're using their real name because they can turn us in for doing that. So keep in mind, if you're talking to, and I've covered this before, if you're talking to somebody and their name is, Rajesh Patel, and it's a picture of a white gray-haired businessman who looks like his name would be Bob Anderson, you have to definitely question names. I mean, yes, granted, some of us have names from different ethnicities, but for the most part, a white 50-year-old military man is not going to be named Rajesh Patel. So see that as a big red flag. Always question names, question the photos. It's not a matter of just, do you know the photo? It's a matter of, what is the person telling you? What is their story? What's their name? And even right there, you can tell it's a fake. So yes, Tim, I do see it getting worse. Next one, Rachel. I was told via Messenger I won a prize from Samsung. I do own a Samsung phone. Is it possible this is real? How did they get my name? You know what? I own a Samsung phone too, and I've never won anything. It's a scam. Samsung, you can Google it. They are not giving out millions of dollars. They're not giving out prizes like that. They're not giving out free anything. So if you get a private message from someone on Facebook, Instagram, wherever, and it's got the little Samsung logo, it's might even have a Samsung CEO as a profile photo, and they're telling you you've won a big prize, it's a scam. It's a straight out scam. They don't give away millions of dollars. And no company is Samsung, Apple, none of them are giving you millions of dollars. So if you get something like that, just block them. Next question is from Geraldine. I'm talking with a military man, and he does send me videos of himself in the war camp and says video chat face-to-face is not allowed due to security reasons. Is this true? If so, why is he allowed to record videos? So, okay. Deployed military men, for starter, not online, on dating sites, chit-chatting with you on WhatsApp and Hangouts while they're in the war zone. This doesn't how it works. A lot of scammers are stealing open videos from real soldiers. There's so many soldiers, and we've covered this before, that have open, Instagram, open Facebook profiles, or on, hot military websites and fan pages and things like that. They upload videos of themselves. They upload videos of themselves on base training. They, have videos of themselves in their backyard hunting. They have all kinds of videos, these military guys. What happens is scammers find these, they steal them, they upload them, and they say, hey, this is me, dear. This is me in the war zone. And what it is it's just a stolen video of a soldier who probably uploaded it to his social media account. It's not, you're not talking to that person. Soldiers who are deployed, soldiers that are on base, whether it be in the United States, whether it be abroad, they are given time to FaceTime. They are given the ability to Skype. they can cam chat with you. Granted, they can't do it every single day, but soldiers are given time to cam chat. They are given time to talk to their families, their loved ones. We have several military friends that come on this page, and they remind people all the time, military men and women can video chat. So if you're getting videos from a military guy and it's him shooting a gun or him hooping and hollering in the desert, but he can't FaceTime with you, then something's very wrong. It's likely a stolen video. Some scammers actually even dub over the voice of a soldier. So you'll see a video of a soldier talking, but you'll hear this like man talking and his lips aren't going with the words. They just dub over the sound. They'll mute the video and just dub over their own voice, and it's happening quite often. And a lot of times they're quite comical, because you'll have a buff white military guy and you'll hear this Nigerian accent over the chat. So they definitely are doing that, and I tell everybody the same thing. For a start, military men are not chit-chatting to strange women online, telling them they look pretty and they want to marry them and blah, blah, blah. Secondly, if you are talking to a military guy and he won't video chat with you at all, never, because it's against security reasons or secret, he's on a secret camp mission or some other crap like that, you're talking to a scammer. No doubt, no doubt about it. And if someone tells you, oh, no, we're not allowed to chat, but I'm texting you in secret, it's a scammer. It's probably a little African boy who's playing with you. So if you're talking to someone and they're telling you that, then block them. They're a scammer. Next question is from Natasha. Where can I go that's safe to meet someone online? I want an online romance that might lead to meeting in person, but I don't want to deal with scammers. Well, Natasha, unfortunately, there's scammers on every single site known to man. Whether you're on a pay site, a free site, doesn't matter, a texting app, a love app, Tinder, they're everywhere. There's no site, absolutely no site on the internet that is 100% free of scammers. There are romance scammers on every site. There's romance scammers on karaoke apps. There's romance scammers on gaming apps, romance apps, Our Time, which is for like 50 and older. There is scammers on every single app and dating site there is on the internet. The only thing you can do is have the tools to keep yourself safe. Know what to look out for. If someone's telling you that they're, like I said, in the war zone, or they're on an oil rig, or they're flying mysteriously to Malaysia but leaving their kid in a Ghanaian boarding school, it's a scammer. Don't doubt yourself. Or if you're talking to someone and they're from Texas but they sound like they can't conjugate two verbs together, it's a scammer. It's just knowing what to look out for. Don't be afraid to go on dating sites. I encourage people to look for love online. You can find love online. Don't let a scammer leave you cold-hearted. But don't expect any site to be free of scammers, even the pay sites. And as I've said before, pay sites will give you a more sophisticated scammer who probably uses stolen credit cards to pay for the membership. So unfortunately, no site is scammer free, but you have the tools to know what to look for and how to stay safe. All right. Next question is from Marcus. Why are so many scammers using porn star Danny Daniels? What gives? That's true, isn't it? We see Danny Daniels everywhere. Actually, I talked to Danny Daniels last night on Tagged. It's the same as the male stolen photos. They go in circles. So a few years ago, all we saw was Raven Riley. We had Raven Riley everywhere. We saw this woman, Raven Riley, and Melissa Midwest, and Josie Model. We saw these ladies day in and day out, and so they cycle through. Right now, Danny Daniels or Danielle FPVW or whatever it is, they're very popular right now. It's just the ones that scammers are using. It's kind of a good thing, because if you see her photo, you automatically know it's a fake. Real porn stars are not on dating sites looking for men. They can get a man in their own life. They don't need to go on dating sites. And again, women that look like porn stars are not, they're not in Nigeria modeling, for a start, and they don't need your money. So even if you think you're talking to the real Danny Daniels, which you won't be, she doesn't need your money. She makes plenty of money on her own. So don't think that you're really talking to that porn star, because you're not. Next question we have is Christine. I'm getting so close to 50 friend requests a day from scammers on Facebook. What can I do to stop this? It's driving me crazy. Well, a few things. You make sure your profile is locked down. You can't always stop a scammer from sending you a friend request. Sometimes your link gets shared, and they just send them at random. Sometimes they just go down the line and pick female names and search and just start hitting all of them. What you can do is take the friend request button off of your page. You can make it so only friends of friends can message you or contact you. You can lock down your profile, make sure your photos, all that stuff is locked down so that scammers aren't looking through profile and going, oh, there's a single lady, whatever. That's the best way you can do it. You can't totally stop a scammer from messaging you or sending a request other than taking your friend request button off, but they'll still message you. But make sure your profile is locked down. Make sure your photos aren't open. Make sure where you work, what you do, your status, none of that is open, your address, your phone number, lock it all down. And another thing I want to touch on as well, this happens quite often. If you frequent pages like Working Women or relationship quotes or any of those type of pages that are based around romance, love, that kind of poetry, that sort of thing, a lot of times what can happen is scammers will see you commenting on that page. And I've had several page friends have this happen to them. They'll comment, and then some of them will actually call out scammers and say, hey, I know you're a scammer, or they'll do that. Scammers get pissed. Scammers will take your link and they'll share it in other scammer groups. I've seen actually a few people's links shared in scammer groups and in other groups and saying, this person's on romance sites, go ahead and message them, or this person insulted me, or whatever. It happens all the time. So when you're commenting on a page, be very conscious of knowing that scammers do watch pages. They watch our page. They watch news pages, they watch cancer pages, they watch anxiety pages, they watch everything. And so if you're a frequent commenter to a lot of those kind of pages, a romance page or a singles page, scammers will watch that. They'll kind of pick up on that, and they'll message you, and they'll share your link with other scammers and say, hey, give this one a try. It happens all the time. And it's happened to me, it's happened to Ann. It's unfortunate, but it does. So, being in social media just in general puts you in the line of scammers. But as I said, remove your friend request button if it's that bad. And remember, you don't have to respond. Just keep blocking them. And, eventually, the more you block scammers, the more they'll kind of just go away after a while if they know that you're not going to buy into their spiel. So just remember that. So we had a couple more questions. I want to touch on one thing really quick. I've seen her all this week, Ellen DeGeneres. Ellen DeGeneres, Degenerate Ellen, DeGeneres Ellen, all kinds of names. And you'll see a photo of Ellen on the actual profile picture, but then you'll see a little India boy or a little Bangladeshi boy or an African kid or a scammer on the featured photos. I can't say this enough. Ellen, Oprah, Dr. Phil, Dr. Oz, famous people, The Rock, they're not giving you anything. They don't want you to buy and win a prize. They don't want you to tick like on anything. They're not giving you anything. So all of these pages are fake. And really, if you're on a page and it's Ellen DeGeneres' photo and her name is Generate Eliane, it's a fake. Just don't even comment on it. Just go away. Just ignore it. We have people every day that come to our inbox and say, oh, I'm friends with Ellen DeGeneres. No, you're not. You're friends with a 20-year-old kid from India. So stop friending celebrities. Celebrities don't want to be your friend. They don't care who you are. And they're not giving away prizes and cars and trips. Oprah's not on Facebook with her friend Gail giving away free cars. It just doesn't work that way. So just please stop friending fake celebrities. And that goes for musicians too. We've had so many people bring us like Willie Nelson. Oh, Willie Nelson wants me to be his friend and he wants me to go get his luggage. No, he doesn't. Willie Nelson doesn't know who you are. He doesn't care who you are. So please stop friending fake celebrities and musicians. So we had one gentleman write in. He's got a couple of questions, and I told him I would go ahead and answer these for him. I appreciate him dropping these to us on short notice. I hit him up in PM and said, hey, you got any questions for me for tonight? So One of them, I've mentioned before, the first time people are scammed, they are victims. And yes, you are a victim of a crime. You're a victim of a scam. You're not stupid. You are a victim. And love can be an addiction for some people. What happens if they knowingly continue to get scammed over and over? What do you call that? Well, it depends. If the person keeps getting scammed by the same scammer with the same fake profile, even after you've shown them that it's fake, a lot of people get brainwashed. A lot of people just do not want to, like, they know the truth, but they don't want to believe it. If you keep getting scammed over and over and over again by different fake profiles, there comes a point where you have to really question that person's sense of reality. Like, I know everybody wants love, everyone wants to find romance, but if you are talking to fake profiles over and over, and let's say the first one you talked to was a military guy and you sent him money for his leave, and it's a scam, and someone tells you, hey, military men don't need money for leave. And so you say, oh, okay. And then the next one you talk to does the same thing and you send money again and again. There's a saying that some people just don't learn. Some people just don't understand and they don't want to learn. They really are that needy of a relationship that they will talk to anybody just to have that connection. And unfortunately, we see that with a lot of people. We've had victims come to us 6, 7, 8, 10, 15 times. I've had one lady come to me in the last 4 years, half a dozen times, and it's the same scenario. Oh, he needed money for a leave. He needed money for a gun. He needed money for food. He's in the Army. Unfortunately, I just call that people that just don't want to learn. I mean, you have the tools out there. I can see if you get scammed once, but if you get scammed 5 and 6 times, it's kind of a lost cause. You know, you spend a lot of time educating people and they still get scammed and they still give money to scammers. I mean, you can only do so much, and then you have to think of yourself and say, how much effort and time am I going to put in this? I've actually told people in the inbox after the 6th or 7th time they've been scammed, I can't help you anymore. I've shown you the tools, I've shown you this, I've shown you that, and you still continue to get scammed. There's a point. It's no different than somebody that, you know, has a bad habit and they're hurting themselves, and you try to help them, but until they want to understand and see the light, you can't help them. And that's, unfortunately, it happens with a lot of people. They just keep on getting scammed. You know, it's unfortunate, but it does happen. I don't want to call anybody stupid, because no one's stupid. I think it's just that it's unfortunate that the same people continue to get scammed over and over once you've tried to educate them. So I hope that kind of answers your question. Next question was, the holidays are approaching. Should family and friends help potential victims? Someone who has had a traumatic event and who may be feeling depressed? Absolutely, because I'm going to tell you, and I've talked to so many people online, the holidays are hard for everybody. They're hard for me in particular. They're hard for Anne. Holidays are tough for a lot of people, especially if you don't have a lot of family or you don't have a lot of friends, or, you know, you've had a very traumatic life. We think of the holidays, we think of joyous times and family and gatherings, but a lot of us, and me personally, don't have a big family. We don't have a lot to celebrate, especially if you're struggling just to survive. So that depression does come into someone being scammed, especially in the holidays. We see more scam victims between now and New Year's and leading into Valentine's Day than we do all year round, especially Christmas. Christmas is the biggest time for people to get scammed, because they feel lonely. Even though the holidays, as I said, are joyous, a lot of people feel lonely, and they do send a lot of money during this time. You know, it's scammers, they live off of your sorrows. So like, if you're a widow, if you're divorced, you had a bad divorce and your husband or your wife left you, they took the kids or something, you're financially struggling. Life is hard for everybody. Everybody has their own struggles, and scammers hone in on that, and they love it. They love people that are lonely, depressed, divorced, lost, brokenhearted. So you should support people around you. Like, if you know somebody that's alone for Christmas and that's depressed, you should check in on them, because scammers will try to isolate people that are lonely and depressed and try to use that against them to get money. So if you know somebody that is feeling that way, absolutely, you should support them, and you should support anybody that's alone. No one should feel alone or lonely. you know, taking 10 minutes out of your day to talk to somebody might change the whole picture for them. Maybe they won't get scammed because you spent 10 minutes talking to them, and that's what anybody can do. The best gift you can offer somebody is your time. And if you can spend time talking to somebody and you enjoy their company, then do it. You know, you might make a difference in their life. And we've seen that so many times. We've had suicidal victims in our inbox that Anna and myself will spend 10 minutes talking to, and they'll say, you know what, I feel better. I feel great, thank you. And that makes a difference. So just do that. And then the third part of his question was people who suffer substance abuse who become victims, how should they be cared for? That's a tough one because substance abuse is a totally different subject than romance scamming. If someone is battling with drugs or alcohol or anything, try to get them some help. The internet is not the place to get them help. Try to get them help in person, because unfortunately those who deal with and battle with addiction can fall prey to a scammer. I would say just try to get them some counseling, some help in person. You know, it depends on what the situation is, but nobody should ever be alone and lonely and struggling and you know, having those kind of issues. So if you really care for that person and you don't want to see them get scammed, get them some help, and hopefully they can work on themselves. Because, and I've said this before, you can't love another person until you love yourself, until you work on your own self. And scammers know this. Scammers know that a lot of people, a lot of men and women are desperate to have someone in their life no matter what. And so when that comes into play, that's when you should have your friends around that you have to help you. So I hope that kind of answers your question. So last question, we've got a couple more, but this one, why do scammers ask for money to be sent to other places like China, the US, the Philippines? If they are African, why not send it to Africa? That's a great question. There's a couple reasons. Western Union, MoneyGram is making it harder for Nigerians, Ghanaians to pick up money, to send money, to get money. They've put a lot of new restrictions in place since this class action lawsuit that's going through court. A lot of Nigerians can't pick up money anymore. A lot of them have to show government ID things. So